Hi, this is Margot again. I'm coming to you with another message. The next animal totem I want to speak about is the frog. And of course, if some of you have watched my other videos, I was reading out of this one book called The Teachings from Our Animal Spirit Guides by Susie Green. And there's some pretty interesting stuff in here. And so what I would say is that, I know that there's a spiritual enlightenment that's going on in these times we're living in. And it says in the scriptures that the Most High will pour His Spirit upon all flesh. And so we know that there's something going on, and everybody is, one way or the other, somebody or everyone is noticing it. So, but I'm just going ahead and get into it. The frog, the main thing it says here is acceptance and gathering strength. So I'm going to just read a little bit out of here. It says, if frog has chosen leap into your life, consider how you are making your way. Frog conforms seamlessly to her environment from the humid tropics to north of the Arctic Circle, from dry, arid Australia to lands of perpetual rain. She encases herself in an impermeable cocoon of hardened mucus to guard against dehydration and drought. At high altitude and cold water where oxygen is scarce, she has developed a baggy skin that absorbs oxygen directly into her body. Frog counsels that your strategy now must be to adapt and survive. We rail against fate, shout our discontent out loud, and make strenuous efforts to change our destiny, but sometimes life moves inexorably on and we cannot change what is happening. Try as we may, for now it is wise to accept the inevitable and use your energy to maximize any possible advantage. Conserve your vigor instead of depleting it, and grow strong in the face of adversity. All the better to influence events when opportunity does arise. Transformation comes through adaptation and the cleansing of energy negatively used. This is the wisdom of the frog. So a lot of, since I've been home, I've definitely seen a lot of frogs, and mainly I'll see somehow a frog got in my bathroom, and I'm like, how did a frog get in here? Or I even opened the toilet and I'm like, there's a frog literally tucked up under the lip of the toilet bowl. And I'm like, how did a frog get in here? And so one of the things that I know I'm guilty of is that when circumstances or the circumstances of things have shifted, and there's been a lot of changes, and as I've said before on my previous videos, back in July, previous to that, I know I was getting messages of it's time for a change, it's time for a door to close for a new one to open, because I was a truck driver on the road a lot. And I know I was being called to come off the road, and it was time for a new endeavor. So through this time, I was going through this transformation of acceptance, like it says here with the frog, accepting that, it's time for a change. It's time for something different. It's time for something new. Whatever you're doing here is no longer serving you. And so that was this transformation. I was going through the funk, and I was frustrated, irritated, and yeah, I was learning how to accept this new change. And of course, I was doing a lot of complaining, because I was wondering why did this happen to me? And I had something good going, and yeah, we always say, why me, why couldn't I do it this way? But because it was no longer serving you. And we know in these times, those who are on their own spiritual journey, that the Most High, along with the guides, spirit, the angels, they know what's best for you. And if something is toxic to you and you're no longer growing, or it's hindering your progress, something's finna change. So this part where it says we shout our discontent out loud. Yeah, discontent, meaning our dissatisfaction of our circumstances. So I know I was doing that, and it's like, no. And then part here where it says conserve your vigor instead of depleting it, grow strong in the face of adversity. And save your energy. A transformation comes through adaptation and the cleansing of energy negatively used. So I'm sitting up here pushing out all this negative energy, depleting my energy, when that energy could be used towards something else. Of course, your affirmations, meditation, prayer, so this message here, like, I kept seeing the frog. And then I think last night, or no, it wasn't last night, it was the night before that, I seen 2 frogs just sitting right there in my path to go in the house and come out the house. There were just 2 frogs just sitting there right in the path. And I'm like, I know that's a message, so let me look this up. So that's the message of the frog, of acceptance, accepting the change, accepting that it's time for a change. And don't accept this as a loss, but it's something new. Something new is coming, something better is coming, because anytime one door is closing, a new one's going to open up. And of course, the part where it says gathering strength, there's a scripture that from 1 Peter 5:10 that talks about, but Yahuwah, or the Most High, source, the all of grace, of all grace, who has called us unto his eternal glory or esteem, by Mashiach Yahusha, or which the world called Christ. After that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. And in some translations it will say, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. And another scripture, Isaiah 40:29, says, he gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. So, I just love that, because in these times we are like, we seem like we're feeling we're going through it. Some of us were going through it, and you just like, wondering, when is you gonna see that breakthrough? When are, happy times coming? But they are coming, and it's like, yeah, like it says here, after that ye have suffered a little while. You know, in 1 Peter 5:10, it's like, yeah, you're going to suffer a little while. We go through our little trials and tribulations, but, you know, it's for a purpose. It's for a reason. And there's no such thing as, you know, to me, in my humble opinion, there's no such thing as coincidences. Like, you know, if people just slow down, and that's what's this is also teaching me, is to slow down and truly pay attention to your surroundings, and nature itself, you know, will send you messages and guide you along your path. So I know there's people out here be like, oh, no, you know, the birds or the animals, insects, they're just there, or, you know, they come through their seasons. And some people believe that. I mean, well, yeah, you know, certain animals do come and go through their seasons, but we know who do believe in the Most High, believe in Source, the All, that you get these messages, you know, you receive messages from the divine. You can get these messages from anyone. It could be from anybody. It can come from a little child. It can even come from nature, from the animals. You know, there are times in the scriptures where, like, the donkey, the Most High opened the donkey's mouth, and the donkey spoke. So if people just slow down and pay attention, even messages will be coming from nature. And it's giving you messages of, you know, either transformation or good fortune, prosperity, abundance that's coming. The animals will come to comfort you, to give you some sort of guidance of which steps to take next, you know, or it can even warn you of, you know, any possible dangers up ahead, to be careful, to be watchful. So it does say we're supposed to watch and pray at all times. So, I mean, literally watch, be observant of your surroundings. So that's one of the animal totems here that I wanted to talk about today, is about the frog.